First of all, I want to wish you a very happy Valentine's Day. We were very intentional to launch our channel today because I am all about self-love and self-care. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today is self-care via cocktails, which is one of my favorite ways to do it. So, for those of you that may not know, I live in Colombia with my husband, the DogMistress, and we own a craft distillery. And so we have made lots of cocktails over time, and we have made lots of friends. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of the joy that we find in making cocktails and chatting during cocktails and all of the ways the world can revolve around cocktails. So we hope to put out about an episode a week. We're going to keep them fairly short and sweet. I am not some sort of expert mixologist, so I don't want you to be intimidated. If that's what you're looking for, then I'm probably not the channel for you. But I'm looking for folks who are looking to be really authentic and have a little fun with their life and say, hey, I'm in the mood for this, or I'm in the mood for that. Let's give it a try. So today we're going to cover some home bar basics, as well as one of my favorite Valentine's Day cocktails, and that is a chocolate martini, so we'll get to that a little bit later. But first of all, I want to talk to you about some of the items that you need for a home bar. I know that folks might feel like I need something very fancy, or I need a full set, and certainly you can get online, or you can go to a local store, and you can get something that's already all put together for you, and that is totally fine. I'm kind of a mix and matcher. I also love to, one of my passions is interior decorating, and so I love to kind of go to vintage shops and estate sales and secondhand stores and look for kind of an eclectic mix of things. So a lot of my items don't match, but they're still fun and they're still functional, which is important. So one of the big debates in the cocktail world is the type of shaker. In most professional bars, you will see a two-piece shaker. Home bartenders sometimes are a little bit intimidated by a two-piece shaker because they're worried about making a good seal, making a mess, getting it unsealed, pouring it. I can tell you I'm going to use this today. We use this all the time at the tasting room. I use this all the time at home. In fact, my husband says a three-piece shaker is cheating, but I don't believe that's true either. I just like this. It's a lot more fun to shake. It makes it more dramatic. And sometimes even when I'm at home in my own bathrobe, I like a little drama. So we'll be using the two-piece shaker today. So it's just a top and a bottom. You're going to need a strainer with the two-piece shaker because you're going to want to strain your cocktail. A lot of times you might have fruit that you want to strain out little bits of, or you might be serving something like we're serving today that is made with ice so that it can be chilled and cold, but it's not going to be served with ice, so you're going to need to strain it. So that's a two-piece shaker in your strainer. You can also pick up pretty much anywhere anymore a three-piece shaker, three-piece bottom, top, lid. Strainer's already attached. Again, like I said, I'm not adverse to using one of these. It's great in a pinch. If you're not super confident about the two-piece shaker, then this is a great place to start, or it's just fun to have both of them available. Now, not all cocktails are meant to be shaken. We will talk about the ills of bruising vermouth later. But one thing that I love that I use all the time is a cocktail pitcher. And again, you can use a tumbler from your kitchen cabinet. You don't have to get super fancy, but it's really nice because this gives you a little bit more space to put your ice in, to put your cocktail ingredients. Use a long bar spoon, and then you can strain it just like you would with a shaken cocktail for those cocktails that maybe you're going to serve chilled but not over ice. So it's another great addition to your home bar set. So here we have some pour spouts, which we love. We actually do all of our pouring at the distillery by count. I know a lot of folks use a jigger or some sort of a shot glass with a line, something to kind of give you exact measurements. We're firm believers that if you can count to 5, you can bartend, but I understand that's not everybody's comfort zone, and so you may want to have these around. If you're more of a baker than somebody who cooks without a recipe, you're going to be more comfortable with something like this. I'm just going to do everything by counting today. and we'll see how that goes. If you are not a counter and the recipe looks really good to you, but you didn't want to try it because you were nervous because I didn't give you exact measurements of things, then please let me know that in the comments and I will take that into consideration. Last but not least, oh, I almost forgot my trusty ice bucket. You don't have to have an ice bucket. I just like to have all my ingredients handy because once I get into the cocktail mode, I want to go from no cocktail to cocktail just as soon as possible. And so having all the ingredients at hand make that a lot easier to do. So the last implement of destruction that I want to talk to you about is a muddler. And the great thing about a muddler is it allows you to really combine ingredients. So if you're doing something with sugar, sugar cubes, fruit, it really allows you to combine all those ingredients and really get them infused throughout the drink. And it also lets out a lot of frustration. So I will tell you that you can definitely tell what kind of day I've had by how aggressive I am with muddling the cocktails. So it's also a good, and it's kind of heavy. It might be good little for a workout too. So muddler's a great thing to keep and to have in your bar kit. Now, I'm going to do a good 5 count of vodka. Of course, we're using DogMaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just kind of like a second, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. After that, I'm going to add a little bit of half and half. And so this is about an ounce, ounce and a half, half and half. Again, I like to do everything to taste because a lot of times I like things that are a little less sweet than sweet. And so you can definitely add more sweetness to this as you'd like to. You could use Hershey's syrup. You're gonna have to shake it a little bit more because it's gonna be a little thicker. I'm going to use an ounce of my Da Vinci chocolate syrup. Just gonna throw that in. And then I'm going to use about a half an ounce of the vanilla syrup. And I might use a little less than a half an ounce because I want the chocolate to shine through, but the vanilla gives it a nice balance. Just gonna put that in there. Now I'm going to just add the top to my shaker. Do a little shaking. Want to make sure all the ingredients are incorporated really well. Pop the top off the shaker, set it to the side, and take your strainer. And you're just going to fill your favorite and most luxurious glass because happy Valentine's Day to you. You're worth it. Nice pour. The glass should be almost full, but not over the top. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and I can't wait to see you until next week. It's really good. It is really good.